Hi, I'm Rosie. I'm 14. Thanks so much for joining me and listening to my story of how cutting corners on my chores became something much more serious. You have to listen to what I did so you don't make the same mistake. This is my house. There's plenty of windows, right? Well, there's plenty of people. First, let me introduce you to my family. First, there's mom and dad. My sister Shelly is 19. I hardly see her because she studies all the time. My brother Aaron is 2 years older than me, and he likes to be noisy. They don't always get along. Then there's me. Then there's my 10-year-old brother Charlie. Next is Olivia. She's 8. She loves to paint. Then there's Bobby. He's 5. And the baby of the family, at least until my parents have more, is Sienna. She just turns 3. That's right. My parents have 7 children so far. They just love kids. There are some bad things about coming from a large family. I've never been on a plane because the tickets would cost too much for all of us to travel. In the summer, we mostly just stay home. But there are enough of us to play some pretty cool games. We are experts at hide and seek. One of the bad things about living with this many people is the food. If you open a basket of biscuits in this family, it's gone immediately. And that a lot of people eating a lot of food means a lot of dishes. And we're super fussy eaters. Shelly pretty much lives on crisps. Aaron can't get enough chicken. Bobby has allergies. Mom is vegan. And Sienna loves cucumber. But only if it's cut into discs. In fact, if you want her to try anything new, you pretty much have to cut it into a circle. Charlie, Dad, and me eat pretty much everything. My dad said once that if he kept the dishes clean all the time, then he'd never have a chance to cook us any food. Thankfully, we have a dishwasher. Everyone in our house does chores, even Bobby. And it's my job to load and unload the dishwasher. It used to be Shelly's job, but she's got super important exams, so now the dishes are my responsibility. Everyone knows to put the dirty dishes on one side and get clean dishes from the other side. We don't put them away. We use them too fast for that. It's exhausting. There's just never a time when everything is clean. One day in the summer, we were having an epic game of hide and seek when Mom called out, "Rosie, dishwasher's finished." I went to the kitchen, annoyed that I was missing the game. I quickly got all the clean dishes out and piled them up on the side. Then I chucked all the dirty dishes in. There were more than usual because Aaron was teaching himself how to cook. His dish of the week was Southern fried chicken. However, it was a miracle. I nearly got everything in. There was just one bowl left. I looked at it. It looked clean. I knew that Olivia had been painting earlier that day. I thought she used the bowl to wash her brushes. I was kind of annoyed. Even though it was my job to do the dishes, she was old enough to tidy up after her hobbies. I rinsed the bowl for 2 seconds in some cold water and moved it to the clean side of the kitchen. I had finally done the dishes. I raced back to join the game of hide and seek. Pretty soon, Dad called out, "Hands at the ready," which is his dad way of telling us to wash our hands before we eat. We had slices of tomato, bread rolls, meat, and cucumber. Slices of banana and some cheese. Sienna wouldn't try the cheese until Bobby cut it into the right shape with a cookie cutter. And some of us had the chicken that Aaron had made. It was delicious. Dad joked that he should be a chef when he grows up, but Aaron said, "There's no need. When I'm a famous rock guitarist, I'll employ a chef." Pretty soon after that, everyone got sick. Mom got sick. Aaron got sick. Olivia got sick. Bobby got sick. It was awful. Just when we thought everything had calmed down, Sienna got sick. They were sick for about 3 days. Then, thankfully, everyone began to get better. Everyone except Sienna. She just couldn't eat or drink anything, not even water, until Mom realized there was only one thing to be done. It was awful. Mom and Dad were so worried. I'd never seen them looking so frightened. Once she was in the hospital, Sienna got a lot better really fast because they put fluids inside her to help the dehydration. Then they did a bunch of tests. And then they discovered she had a kind of food poisoning called Campylobacter. You can get it a few different ways, but one of the most common is from chicken that hasn't been cooked properly. "But Sienna doesn't eat chicken," said Mom. She only eats things that are round. The doctors asked us to think back to what we had eaten before everyone got sick. The whole family thought as hard as they could. Aaron looked super guilty. "Mom," he said, "do you think my fried chicken made Sienna sick?" Mom looked at Dad. "The chicken was cooked all the way through," said Dad. "We tested it really carefully. And anyway," said Mom, "I got sick and I didn't eat the chicken." "Who ate the chicken?" I asked. We worked out that Dad, Charlie, me, and Aaron had all had chicken for lunch. The doctor asked, "What else did you have that day?" "Cucumber," said Mom. "We have cucumber with every meal." "But people can't get sick from cucumber," I said. Can you believe it was the cucumber that made everyone sick? But sure enough, we worked out that everyone who got sick had eaten the cucumber. I still didn't understand how my family had gotten so sick from cucumber when the doctor said, "This bacteria can also spread through the juices of raw chicken if you don't wash all the dishes properly." "What?" I said. "We have a dishwasher. I just load and unload." And then I remembered. The bowl. For a moment, I considered not telling my family what I had done, but I knew I would never live with myself if I didn't tell the truth. "The bowl with the purple stripe," I said. "I thought Olivia had just used it for painting, so I just quickly rinsed it." And Aaron looked horrified. "The bowl with the purple stripe! I put the chicken in it before I did the spices." "Oh, Rosie," said Mom, so sadly. Somehow, the fact that she was sad was worse than if she'd been angry. I started to cry. "Mom," I said, "I'm so sorry. I just wanted all the dishes to be clean." I didn't think I could feel any worse than at that moment. But I could, because just then, Sienna said, "Mommy, my legs feel all funny." The doctor said, "Everybody out," and we watched through the window. The doctor asked Sienna to move her legs, to try and get out of bed, but she couldn't. She couldn't move her legs at all. She was paralyzed. They had to do a bunch more tests. And then the paralysis spread to her arms. Sienna had a rare reaction to the Campylobacter bacteria. It can be very serious. Her own nervous system was attacking her. Mom and Dad were at the hospital all the time, and we went in for visiting hours every single day. Thankfully, Sienna was really lucky. The paralysis only lasted 2 weeks. But I can tell you, it was the longest 2 weeks of my life. When she came back home, she was pretty much back to normal. Except because hospital food comes in all shapes and sizes, she learned to eat things that aren't round. Now she likes things in all shapes and sizes. And me? I learned never to cut corners on my chores. So, that's how I poisoned my family and paralyzed my sister. We're super lucky that she didn't die. Have you ever cut corners on your chores? Let me know in the comments. I'm sure I can't be the only one. And here, thankfully, things are pretty much back to normal. I'm coming to find you!